Hello and welcome to Aging Fearlessly, the place where you can discover your purpose in this world. I am your host, Guillermo, and I feel incredibly privileged that you've chosen to spend your time with me today. Now, I'm sure you know that no one will survive their journey on this earth, right? Yet that knowledge does nothing to ease the pain of losing someone close to us. And dealing with the heartache of such a loss can be one of life's most difficult challenges. An overwhelming sense of pain, shock, anger, and disbelief can lead to profound sadness when you lose a loved one. Now, I understand these are natural reactions to a major loss, but I can assure you that when the grief subsides, it is possible to find positive things from such a difficult experience. Now, let me illustrate this by sharing some examples. Now, I can't think of anything more painful than losing a child, but a colleague of mine lost his son in the Columbine High School massacre of 1999. And wretched with pain, my colleague and his wife turned their attention and energy to speaking out against the senseless gun violence happening in our schools today. And they continue in this effort. And they also provide support to others who have experienced similar losses. My colleague believes he's carrying on his son's life by speaking out. Here's another example. One of my best friends and his wife lost their 2-month-old baby of sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS as it's called, while the baby was taking his afternoon nap. Imagine losing their son, a healthy baby, inexplicably was the most horrible nightmare they had ever experienced, yet they emerged from the grief with a desire to raise public awareness and raise funds for critical SIDS research. Now, nothing could ever bring their son back, but they feel his life present in their efforts to prevent the loss of other newborns. Now, there are other gains from the loss of a loved one. I know several men who shared that they were unaware they were living to please their fathers until their dads died. And losing their father was certainly painful, don't get me wrong, but for the first time in their lives, they felt free to live the life they wanted. And this was a great gift to them. Now, an example from my life, I cried hard when one of my career mentors dropped dead from a heart attack unexpectedly. I relied on his leadership and counsel so much that his death left me feeling disoriented and even abandoned. But when my grief subsided, I understood that his loss was my call to maturity. It was now my turn to carry on the message and values he had taught me. And that's how his life goes on in me. Now, loss of a dear one, if we allow it, can be a great gift. We can take the lessons we learn from them and use them to create a greater good. And I believe that this is how our loved ones remain with us as spirit guides for the rest of our lives. This is also how we become a phoenix, the bird from Greek mythology that arises from the ashes of its predecessors to live again. Dealing with grief is an important part of life. It does not imply that we should feel fortunate when the loss of someone close to us has left us feeling devastated, but it is important to consider there is a gain in this loss. And I believe that we were meant to evolve from all of our experiences in life, even the painful ones. Great pain cracks open the shells of our egos so that the authentic self can emerge. Take heart that somewhere in your grief, you will see how the universe is still conspiring with you. And even remember always that you have not lost these loved ones altogether, as they will always remain connected to your soul in some way. Now, for those of you whose wounds from a loss like this are still fresh in you, know that I hold you close to my heart. See you soon in better times.